You stopped waiting for permission and started building yourself, your dreams, your credit. Experian Boost could turn your on-time payments into instant FICO score gains. Every bill you paid could become proof of your power. Self-made? Absolutely. Self-funded? Experian could help you get there. Download the Experian app today. Results will vary. Not all payments are Boost eligible. Some may not see improved scores or approval odds. Not all lenders use credit information impacted by Experian Boost. See Experian.com for details.
Experian.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo from Giggly Squad, and I want to talk to you about Arm & Hammer Hardball Cat Litter. Because when it comes to fighting cat odor, they are the champs. Like, what smell? The litter box was my biggest fear when I got my kitty Daphne, but since I started using Arm & Hammer cat litter, I don't notice any cat smell. I always feel confident about anyone stopping by, whether it's my friends or my family or even people in my building. So for my fellow cat parents, be guest ready with Arm & Hammer Hardball Cat Litter. Find it now at Walmart or Amazon.
On today's Smart 7, the Defence Investment Plan is finally unveiled, a damning report on the UK's maternity care and much more. It's Wednesday, 1st of July, it's Canada Day, and happy birthday, Tate McRae.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been busy tidying up his inbox before the arrival of Andy Burnham, which could be as soon as the 17th of July. Tuesday saw the current PM finally publish the Defence Investment Plan, which already caused the resignation of both Defence Secretary John Healey and Minister Al Carnes. The good news from a defence point of view is that the PM found an additional £15 billion over the next 4 years. But the bad news is that some of that funding has come from scrapping road and energy schemes. He was keen to explain that the current state of the world means Britain must spend more on defence.
We see countries that are arming and tensions that are rising, a more dangerous and volatile world than at any time for decades. We see the horrendous human toll of these conflicts, which cuts across our values of justice and sovereignty. And that simple British impulse that bullies and dictators cannot be allowed to push people around.
The new plan will see investment in Britain's nuclear deterrent, a move to create a new hybrid Royal Navy, a new generation of stealth jets, and a commitment to create a drone transformation for the UK's armed forces. Tory Shadow Defence Secretary James Cartledge was unimpressed, however.
It's quite simply a case of too little, too late. Too late. Not just because the plan is months overdue, but also because much of the capability it contains won't be in service until the 2030s.
Maternity services in the UK have been in the spotlight as the statistics for maternal mortality have climbed by 20% over the last decade. Last week saw the results of an inquiry into the Nottingham NHS Trust, which highlighted serious issues with maternity care, and Tuesday saw the results of a rapid review into overall care published. Baroness Amos's report says that women and babies are being failed on a scale that shames our society and highlights issues of racism and discrimination embedded through the system. However, Baroness Amos is not recommending a full inquiry and instead has listed 8 key recommendations.
If the Secretary of State and the task force take on board all the recommendations that we have made and start now the changes that we need in terms of cultures and systems within maternal and neonatal care will happen more quickly.
New Health Secretary James Murray moved quickly to begin the implementation, including announcing plans to create a new position of National Maternity and Neonatal Commissioner.
The National Maternity and Neonatal Task Force, which I chair, will create a comprehensive action plan by the end of this year. Today's recommendations from Baroness Amos include a proposal for a modern service framework in line with a 10-year health plan to support system change and drive consistent quality care.
Tuesday saw the US Supreme Court wrap up its term with a series of rulings in a politically charged atmosphere. The court upheld a ban on biological males from participating in female sports and also lifted a limit on political spending as they accepted an argument that it limited free speech. But Trump's executive order overturning birthright citizenship, the centrepiece of his immigration policy, was shot down, with the court ruling that children born in the US have citizens' rights. That infuriated Trump and didn't particularly please House Speaker Mike Johnson either.
Birthing tourism, they call it. A trend where people will just come and you just come onto the soil and have your child and then they're able to avail themselves of the welfare state and everything else. It's been abused. It's one of those things that was intended to serve a noble and important purpose and has been thwarted.
Russia's war on Ukraine took a peculiar turn on Tuesday as a bomb attack on a Ukrainian property tycoon left the Principality of Monaco in shock. The developer Vadim Yermolayev was seriously injured, as was his wife and teenage daughter, and police have ruled out terrorism and are instead hunting for a potential assassin. It's not clear what the motivation might be, but Ukraine has continued its waves of long-range strikes on Moscow and the Russian oil industry, which is having a significant effect. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov even floated the idea of Russia importing fuel, as the Ukrainian sanctions are impacting supplies. Former US envoy to Ukraine, General Keith Kellogg, says it's another example of how the war is turning.
The spring, the summer, and the fall would turn to Ukraine as an advantage because they don't have the winter pressures on them. And I think that you're seeing that it's starting to change. For the first time since 2023, the Ukrainians are gaining ground.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, England get ready for World Cup glory, and Netflix teases with Red Bite, Green Bite. Right after this.
You stopped waiting for permission and started building yourself, your dreams, your credit. Experian Boost could turn your on-time payments into instant FICO score gains. Every bill you paid could become proof of your power. Self-made? Absolutely. Self-funded? Experian could help you get there. Download the Experian app today. Results will vary. Not all payments are Boost eligible. Some may not see improved scores or approval odds. Not all lenders use credit information impacted by Experian Boost. See Experian.com for details.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo from Giggly Squad, and I want to talk to you about Arm & Hammer Hardball Cat Litter. Because when it comes to fighting cat odor, they are the champs. Like, what smell? The litter box was my biggest fear when I got my kitty Daphne, but since I started using Arm & Hammer cat litter, I don't notice any cat smell. I always feel confident about anyone stopping by, whether it's my friends or my family or even people in my building. So for my fellow cat parents, be guest ready with Arm & Hammer Hardball Cat Litter. Find it now at Walmart or Amazon.
Welcome back. Tuesday saw Serena Williams make a brief return to Wimbledon with a wild card entry into the women's singles, but she was knocked out immediately by Australia's Maya Joint. Tuesday also saw more World Cup action as Norway, Mexico and France all made it through to the last 16. England take on the Democratic Republic of Congo on Wednesday at 5 p.m, bidding for their spot in the next round. Thomas Tuchel's side have something of an injury crisis at right back, and the boss was warning this could be a difficult game.
No one scored a lot of goals against them. Colombia struggled, Portugal struggled. They are just so committed to defending, so proud to defend, so well drilled. Can be a game of patience again.
We're just 1 week away from Sarah Cox taking over BBC Radio 2's Breakfast Show. She is replacing Scott Mills, who was fired by the corporation in March. Scott had a relatively short run on Breakfast after he in turn replaced Zoe Ball at the end of 2024. But Tuesday saw a big splash as Zoe returned to radio, not at the BBC, but this time at Bauer's Greatest Hits Radio, where she'll present Zoe Ball in the afternoon from September. She was welcomed to the station by former BBC colleagues Simon Mayo and Ken Bruce.
I will be playing fantastic hits from the 70s, 80s and 90s. Some guests dropping by. There's lots planned, but it's all secret at the moment.
Squid Game is the most successful show in Netflix history, with more than 600 million views across 3 seasons. So it's no surprise that they've been busy cooking up something else which might capture the public's imagination. And the first trailer just dropped for what you might call Sweet Game. Back in 2021, Netflix bought the rights to the works of Roald Dahl, including Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and they're now set to recreate the legendary Golden Ticket competition as a Netflix show. They've even licensed Gene Wilder's voice and used AI to create a trailer for the series, which will see 12 contestants do battle in the famous Chocolate Factory. It's due to drop in September.
A whole new generation of real-life golden ticket holders will compete for a life-changing prize. Or say a most unfortunate goodbye.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo from Giggly Squad, and I want to talk to you about Arm & Hammer Hardball Cat Litter. Because when it comes to fighting cat odor, they are the champs. Like, what smell? The litter box was my biggest fear when I got my kitty Daphne, but since I started using Arm & Hammer cat litter, I don't notice any cat smell. I always feel confident about anyone stopping by, whether it's my friends or my family or even people in my building. So for my fellow cat parents, be guest ready with Arm & Hammer Hardball Cat Litter. Find it now at Walmart or Amazon.
You stopped waiting for permission and started building yourself, your dreams, your credit. Experian Boost could turn your on-time payments into instant FICO score gains. Every bill you paid could become proof of your power. Self-made? Absolutely. Self-funded? Experian could help you get there. Download the Experian app today. Results will vary. Not all payments are Boost eligible. Some may not see improved scores or approval odds. Not all lenders use credit information impacted by Experian Boost. See Experian.com for details.
Experian.